You, Mr. Smith, rented a room from Miss Jennings. Miss Jennings, this was your house. You also lived in it. Now, right from the beginning, there seemed to be personality clashes, but you put up with each other. That was until the final straw, which was band practice. You, Miss Jennings, are in a band. You're a drummer in that band, and you held practices in the living room. That was just too much for Mr. Smith. Although you did warn him about it before he rented the place, he has been suffering from PTSD as a result of his military service, and he complained about it. After he complained, you told him it was time for him to go. You held on to a security deposit. You, sir, said you left the room spotless. Therefore, you're suing for $800 for return of your security deposit. Okay, now, Mr. Smith, why don't you tell us how it came about that you rented this room in Miss Jennings' house?
Your Honors, as I was stepping into my final year of nursing school, I was looking for a place to lay my head, study, and then go out the door so I could work in the hospital. I messaged Miss Sheri Jennings about a room in her home with kitchen privileges, bathroom privileges, and then pretty much access to the entire house. We met, and at first, we were getting off great. We laughed, we chatted, we actually had a hug at the end of it. I called my mom. I was like, thank God I found this place. I can just focus on school. I can pass my NCLEX. I can go help serve my community.
Okay, why don't we take a look at the house here, if we can, on the screen. Okay, and you were renting a room in it.
A room in it,
to Mr.
yes.
Smith. And what was your impression of Mr. Smith when you first met him?
I thought he could be a really good tenant. Something was a little bit off, but I thought maybe it was just me being like hesitant.
Your gut, nothing specific that you can cite?
Well, he didn't really have a good reason why he was leaving his previous situation. And he had to, it seemed like he was moving really fast, like he had to get out quickly. My suspicion was that maybe he did have a personality clash.
Mr. Smith, what was the course of your tenancy like? Did she tell you about the drums before you moved into the place?
No, I came in and I saw them.
Miss Jennings, is that true?
That sounds right, but I made sure to tell him immediately, and obviously when you walk in and you see my drum sitting right there, it's gonna be a thing.
Well, did you conduct practices in your house?
Yeah, about twice a week, yeah.
And where were those practices?
In the living room.
And that would be something important to tell a prospective
Absolutely,
tenant.
and so we did. We went over that. I said, you know, if you're gonna be bothered by that, this is not the place for you.
Okay.
As we started off, it felt fine and easy. She did make it clear. She said, I have band practices sometimes. Occasionally, we have a jam session in the backyard. You're welcome to join for any of it. We try to keep it an open and family-friendly place. But then it started happening more and more. During the weekdays, late into weekday evenings, I understood it's her home. I need to just mind my business and stay in my lane. But I noticed there started to be more and more erratic episodes. She had a boyfriend who would be in the home, and from there they would fight in the middle of the living room, break up, and then a week later they would come back together. Now, I became, for some reason, the designated therapist for this issue with other roommates, with
Let's
Ms.
stop
Jennings.
right now.
Oh, whoa.
That's not okay.
Listen, it's not okay for you to talk to him, okay?
Right.
Do you understand that?
I do, sorry.
So you were saying?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you. And again, it's not my business. I'm trying to focus, but alarm bells started ringing. That went to the laundry incident. So when I grew up in my household, I was told if someone has wet clothing in the washing machine, you put it in the dryer, you talk to them, you say, hey, what would you like this set at? And if you can't get a hold of them, you just leave it in the dryer, and that's understandable. I come home and my clothing is from the washing machine that I put it in, soaking wet on the floor next to an empty dryer.
Okay. Do you know anything about that, Miss Jennings?
Yeah, there was one time when...
You dumped his clothes on the floor.
No, that's a lie. Never happened. He literally took my stuff out of the washing machine and threw it on the floor. I got upset.
He mentioned it in his complaint.
He's lying, I could tell you that. He took my clothes out of the washing machine, wet, put them on the floor, and I asked him about it. I said, please don't do that. It's very disrespectful. And it was upsetting, and he promised never to do it again, so that was that. I mean,
okay.
I don't know.
Do you remember an occasion like that?
That is correct, Your Honor. So after this, if I may talk about that situation to correlate it to the one that she's speaking about, I went outside. I was obviously frustrated, and I needed to just have some space. Her and her, not boyfriend at the time, were sitting in the jacuzzi, and she looks at me, clearly understanding what I'm frustrated about, and she says, oh, by the way, I put your wet clothes on the floor. Is that going to be a problem?